Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for another Blu-ray update. This time it's all courtesy of Masters of Cinema. I'm getting so close to completing that collection, it's really within grasp now. Thanks to a recent Masters of Cinema sale that popped up over the weekend, I managed to pick up 4 titles from that. But thanks to my friend Carol's overindulgence, he accidentally bought 2 of the same title, so I picked up that other one from him to make 5 in this. That leaves me only 10 shy of the full collection thus far. So we're going to jump through the titles that I picked up and just quickly talk about some of them. So first up, I got a silent movie, The Son of the Sheik, which is a sequel of sorts, although I guess you don't really have to have seen the first one to see this. And this silent movie, which is about 70 minutes in length, is a really exciting action adventure one with a lot of romance thrown in as well. And I really kind of liked the fact that it was a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more action filled than some of the other silent movies I had seen, and I really quite enjoyed this one. Wasn't great, wasn't one of the best I've seen, but was really enjoyable and fun to engage with. I really liked a lot of the music in this one. I really liked a lot of the comedic mean characters that are in this as well, which was just fun, and it was an interesting setting as well. Next up we have, I think it was Elia Kazan's debut movie, which was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and I really kind of liked this one just because it gave you a slice of life, something that I would never have experienced, just being ingrained in this family and watching their have their ups and downs and the realizations of who people are, and then having those changed later in the movie through various things. It was an interesting insight into this kind of family unit and to see where they could possibly go, and I loved the dialogue and the characters and the situations all flung up. It was wonderfully great, and just a real kind of strange movie that, although it was a story that I didn't think I would be too interested in, it was the nature of the characters that really drew me in and kept me captivated throughout it. I've got 2 Fritz Lang movies that I picked up. First up is Cloaking Dagger, starring Gary Cooper, who is wonderful in the movie. Really subtle but fantastic in his performance. And this was a kind of war movie where we have Gary Cooper's character, who's a scientist trying to go into Germany and deal with other scientists. There's the Italian resistance, there's lots of double crosses. That had one of those atmospheric movies that I just felt everybody was waiting to double cross each other. Everybody was suspicious of one another. I wasn't sure who to trust and who not to trust, and I was constantly very wary of the character. And I really liked Cooper's performance. I liked a lot of the things that came into the movie, and just like I said, I was on the edge of my seat waiting for various people to become duplicitous in one way or another. Really tremendous fun in that one. But surprisingly, my favourite of the 2 Lang movies I got was The Woman in the Window, starring Edward G. Robinson. Now, it's a movie with its faults, but it's faults I can definitely live with, and I really like this tale of a man who is slowly pushing the boundaries of his normal existence, and just by having that extra drink one night, by staying a little bit later at the club, things just transpire that completely ruin his life. And it's a kind of morality play almost in the last few minutes, really kind of changed the movie quite a bit. I don't know if I really love or hate those last few minutes, but Robinson's performance is great as this man who constantly keeps getting himself digging a deeper hole into this one when they accidentally murder a man. Then they choose to dispose of the body, and then they try to cover it up, and the mounting pressure and tension just keeps adding upon this situation. And whereas you would normally feel as if it was a bit too much getting added onto this character, it all feels naturalistic in the way that he just keeps making these small mistakes, and for generally a good honest man, he's made one mistake that could possibly ruin his life. It was great. Joan Bennett plays the woman in the window, and she's just awesome in it as well. I really, really liked that movie. So glad to have picked it up. I think my favourite of the ones I picked up though was another Billy Wilder movie, and that was Five Graves to Cairo. Putting it on, knowing nothing about the movie, I didn't really like it the first 5 minutes. I didn't know what it was about or where it was going to go, and then something transpires and it turns out that it's a kind of high pressure situation, but still kind of fun and adventurous along the way. It was great. You know, it's about a man who at the start is left out of his unit. He travels to an old army base where the British were, but they've left and the Germans have taken over. If they discover him, they're going to kill him, and he takes a place as a waiter in a hotel with the help of the owner and the maid to try and keep himself alive, but then discovers that the waiter that he's taken place of was a German spy. And it just keeps ramping all these fun sequences on. It's got amazing characters, wonderful dialogue, really well directed as always with Wilder stuff. Had a little sense of humour going along, and some really high stakes that I really liked in that one. It was good pickups. I pretty much enjoyed all of these. As you can tell, I've already watched them. They came in, I threw them on, and that was it. My Eureka pickups. 5 titles, 5 great movies, ones that I enjoyed in various degrees, all I would recommend, and all which have got reviews coming soon. What have you picked up recently? Let me know in the comment box below. I'll see you next time in ManVFilm.